Welcome back. Last week of season 2, Super Bowl recap, NFL, where we talk about how our teams are in NFL. We talk about every NFL game, teams, news, anything you can think of NFL. I'm your host, Midwest Jet, joined as always by James Mars,
What's up, kids?
G-Man Jess,
Another dynasty is born. Yay.
and last but not least, Gobo at his bro's house.
That was a chicken noise. Anyways, Dynasty, in fact, God help us.
Yep. And we're definitely going to get to a lot of that here when we recap the big Super Bowl game. We know y'all watched it. First thing, we're going to start off with some news. The coaching carousel.
Some nizzle.
What's the nizzle, my snizzle? We got coaching carousel. We got awards given out. MVP. Who was MVP?
Lamar Jackson.
G-Man and Gobo both few weeks ago. If we recap,
Pretty obvious. Pretty
took
obvious.
McCaffrey and they
Well,
took.
if only I could pick teams that win the games like that.
Right. That's true. Defensive player of the year? G-Man, I think you were talking about this guy all year.
Miles Garrett. Yeah, he deserved it. There's obviously always a handful of guys that dominate, and they just got to pick one. And I think it was well deserved. Carried the Browns.
I was like gonna say Miles Garrett was the best player on that team by a lot last year, and they did they win the division? No, the Baltimore was in that division. And they took them to the playoffs, playoff win. Like, pretty good.
Made Joe Flacco comeback player of the year.
Joe Flacco, comeback player of the year.
Yeah, Dames, let recap him for everyone. Joe Flacco, comeback player of the year. What about Damar Hamlin?
I mean, he did die, and he did come back to life, all on the same day. Like
Jesus.
It took Jesus 3 days even.
I think that should be his new when he goes for contract negotiations.
Right.
Just like his cover page of his resume. Damar Hamlin, better than Jesus.
I regenerate life faster than Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Bet he couldn't turn Gatorade into wins for the Bills.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Couldn't pray that field goal to go in.
Right, yeah. Well, none of that happened. Anyway, congrats, I guess, Flacco. You're old. You sucked for the Jets last year. Cool that you came back player of the year for the fucking Browns. So what do we have? We had the coach of the year, also the Browns.
Right.
Dear God, they're just cleaning up all these awards.
Yeah, not sure why the Browns, with the hire they had at quarterback, is getting all the love from the NFL.
I mean, it's just like, I believe in karma, but I'm trying to figure out what the Browns could have possibly done to have earned all of these awards.
We're certainly
maybe
not by GM of the year.
Yeah, maybe by taking Dick Touch Guy out of the talent pool and then not letting him play.
Maybe why didn't
rewarding the Browns for punishing him?
Why didn't DeMeco Ryans get coach of the year? Taking the Texans, who have never do anything, the rookie quarterback, and being legit. I mean, I would have voted for him over Stefanski or whatever.
Won the division with a rookie.
Yeah.
How again? Okay, yeah. I mean, I would say that's a little odd. I'm gonna go with a little conspiracy on that one. Browns, Dick Touch Guy, they win a bunch of awards.
I honestly think LaFleur would have been a better choice than.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Youngest roster in playoff history, and they get a win.
And they won, and he doesn't even get come on.
All right,
almost went to the finals. Yeah.
Offensive rookie of the year.
Oh, CJ, right? Yeah.
CJ Stroud got that.
Oh, it's by a lot.
Who got
Anderson? What?
Who got defensive rookie of the year?
I believe it was Will Anderson. I think, but it was the double for the Texans, just like the Jets last year. They got Will Anderson and Stroud, I believe.
Oh.
And
I believe.
remember how we talked about that Dames right after the draft, and maybe you guys at home who watched the NFL draft episode where we were like, that could come back to be one of the best draft moves in history. And now, holy shit, 1 year later, playoff win, 2 rookies of the year. And if Ryans would have got coach of the year, shit, that would have popped it off.
Now Houston is going to be the favorite to win that division next season.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yep.
I don't want to be a braggadocio, but I bought these little blaster boxes that Jazz and I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I bought them to sit on them. I opened one yesterday. I pulled a CJ Stroud silver prism.
Nice.
$300, you motherfuckers. $2,300 one of these is selling for.
Down below, put your bids in.
Yeah.
You might just want to sell it now before he has that second year flop. Like that happens once every so often.
That's a lot of nuts. I was
Sell
like,
it to VP.
I was like, yeah, there was who was the rookie? Was it Lawrence? I know everyone went crazy for Trevor Lawrence rookies, but he ended up being pretty good still. There was one rookie. Oh no, it was I can't fucking remember.
All right. Anyway, so we got all those. We got award. Any awards we're missing?
I don't think so.
Offensive player of the year was McCaffrey.
That's right.
Because they
well
can't
deserved.
give the
Well deserved.
Yeah, because they give the MVP quarterback 90.
It's like it was those two guys. They were just going to swap those two awards, so one could have gone to the other.
Which so for defense,
be all right
do they
with
do the same thing or not?
What's that?
Do they do the same thing for defense that they do for offense? They give the MVP, then they give offense like.
No. There's just an MVP.
Offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, yeah, and then just an overall.
and APOY and DPOY and MVP.
Good call, yeah. I don't know why I thought.
Yeah.
All right. So
because defense never wins. So.
Move to coaching.
Move to coaching. Well, Belichick did not go to the Giants as G-Man Jass was trying to predict and put out in the atmosphere. Didn't happen. Rumor has it from Boomer Esiason. We don't know if this is true or not. We were all just discussing it. Arthur Blank came out and said, no, it's not. Boomer says it is. Probably
whatever you say, Boomer.
Yeah. Boomer. He turned down the job. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then my thing is like, if he did, then who cares? Like, why can't they say, oh, he turned it down? Like, why is it such a big secret? Like, turn down a job? Who cares? Like, so either way, looks like we're not going to have Bill Belichick or Tom Brady or Rob Gronkowski in the league. Oh, hallelujah.
What was that? What was the commercial with Rob Gronkowski trying to kick field goals? I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I literally was going to put like so much money on that, and my wife wouldn't let me, and thank God I didn't, because I was going to bet that he made it. I was like, there's no way he misses 2 in a row.
I was like, I think I could make a 25-yard field.
Yeah, and I feel like he just gets up there and fuck it. I feel like I'm like, again, can't he tell his friends, hey, go bet let I miss millions of dollars and just kicks it and fucking misses? You can't
technically he could have done that when he was still playing in the league.
Yeah, right.
Sad.
I feel like this is the easiest one. This is the easiest one ever, dude.
I mean, sadly, all his friends are millionaires. So
right.
True. Come on, Gronk. Give me a little inside scoop. Send me a message next year what you're going to do, and I'll bet my house on it.
So you somehow think that's good for football, which makes me question your love for football.
I mean, here's the thing. Brady's done. He's over. It's retired. Mahomes is here now.
Sad.
Now we have what? Oh no! I mean, I guess it's sad, but I mean, when they're not in your division, and for 2 decades, you are literally never.
I know why you said it. I know why you said it.
So no, football wasn't fun for me, Dames. It was NFL, dude. That's why we started the show. Thanks to Tom Brady and Belichick.
It's the fucking name of the show.
Yeah,
That's fair. Okay, well, we got a whole list of changes in Seattle. So I'm just going to go through them real quick, and I'm only going to talk about the first guy, really. So Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald moves on to be the youngest. We go from the oldest head coach in the league to the youngest. Mike Macdonald's 36 years old.
oh my God.
He's coached under both Harbaugh brothers, and So that said, I'm pretty stoked to see what happens because now we got a young guy to go with all the other young guys in our division. Just to fill out the list, Aiden Durd is our defensive coordinator. Ryan Grubb's our offensive coordinator. He was with Washington last year. Jay Harbaugh, the Harbaugh's son, is our special teams coordinator. Leslie Frazier is assistant head coach.
Dang.
Offensive line. And Kirk Olivedati is our inside linebackers coach. So
That's a good overhaul, dude.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens. But I can definitely wait. Super Bowl. I mean, always after the Super Bowl, I'm like, you guys remember how we feel like right around the 1st of August. We're like, let's fucking go.
I know we're hungover now.
Jails,
like, give me like 6 weeks and I'll be like, where the fuck is football?
Jails usually by the end of September is like, oh God, let's go something else.
Just in the
season. Can't wait for summer.
Just in the season.
Can't wait for summer.
Just in the season.
I know, it just makes everything. Come on. Like, I don't want to skip summer to get to fall, but
you know what? Jails, I met a girl and she's a Jets fan.
Keep her.
I know, I was like,
what's more surprising? You met a girl or she's a Jets fan?
I was gonna say,
I mean,
tell us below which one's more.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, that's not even. I was just like, yeah.
I want to meet this girl.
James finds true love, or the Jets win a Super Bowl. Which happens first?
Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
No, man.
It's gonna take a while to get to know this girl.
James will get married like 5 more times before the Jets win a Super Bowl.
Oh man. That's several lifetimes, man. That's
okay. That's great. Cool. Well, I'm telling you right now, my next lifetime, I'm not going to be a fucking Jets fan. I'm telling you that much. I'm switching. Next life, new team.
Yeah, but then your next life, they'll win the Super. They'll be the dynasty.
And I'll like the.
You'll be
NFL.
A miserable Patriots fan that never.
Yeah, you're just gonna be like, yeah. Always, what's that? Boston accent. It's just like, oh my God, the Jets are just killing us this year. Killing us.
Tom Brady Jr. playing for the Jets.
Yeah. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Who's this guy, like Tom Brady Jr.? Lighten up the scoreboard. We got Mark Sanchez Jr.
Dirt.
Oh,
Dirt.
Boy.
God
all right. I believe that concludes of
whoa.
We have to talk about G-Man shit too.
Speaking of coaching changes, yes.
Here we go.
My boy Wink Martindale got in an argument. He fired his buddies and he fucking walked out. He's going to go be
hired, by the way,
defensive coordinator of Michigan. So Michigan's in good hands with Wink. And we went out and got Shane Bowen, who with no talent ever in Tennessee usually has a middle of the pack defense. So we go from blitz happy to no blitzing at all, it sounds like. There's going to be more pressure on Kayvon and Dex to, get to the quarterback. I think it'll be more 2 and 3 man fronts, it sounds like, with an edge. So we'll see. They should have more talent than Titans ever had, and like I said, they usually finish. I think 10th or 11th was his best, and 16th was his worst in a couple years. And then we took offensive coordinator from the Titans. Don't even remember his name, and we're using him as a tight ends coach. So I feel like anyone that made it as offensive coordinator probably should be able to handle a position coach pretty easily. And the Titans usually have Derrick Henry, one stud receiver, and then their tight end is usually, the second option in the passing game. So overall, it all depends on our offensive line. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
I was gonna say,
I just want to wait. Go ahead.
The funnest hiring, Bobby Johnson, the Giants O-line coach, gets hired by the Commanders for their O-line coach job. So I'm like, all right. Guys.
That's a win-win, bro.
I don't know how that guy got another job.
Like, he must interview very well.
Greatest interviewer of all time.
I just want to tighten up the news before we move on.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee is already comparing Mahomes to Brady. The Steelers released 3 players, including Mitchell Trubisky. He's out. Super Bowl 58 was the most watched television program in history. We kind of predicted that would happen. A record $185.6 million bets on the Super Bowl. That's huge. That's the most ever.
I lost 17 or so dollars. So
the Lions hired the CFL's Defensive Player of the Year. His name is Betts. I don't know much about him. And the Eagles granted permission for Reddick for a trade, and then Reddick says, "I never asked for a trade. What are you talking about?" So that's crazy. That's life in the NFL. So those are the other notes that I had for news.
And one rumor with those Steelers is they will be pursuing Justin Fields.
Oh,
so watch out for that rumor.
That, that with Tomlin, that could work.
Yeah,
right.
That could work.
Right. That's
it's
scary.
Tough. It's tough.
The Steelers could go from to.
Yeah, but it's a tough division, especially if Burrow gets healthy. But that's a pretty nice matchup.
Yeah.
Good. All right. That concludes our news. Dames and Morris, I thought you were tidying it up. You got more?
That's it.
Oh, that is it. Okay.
Pretty tiny.
Oh, my bad.
I dropped like eight additional items on you. What more do you want?
All right, let's talk about Super Bowl. Last episode, let's talk about this. The Taylor Swift effect. Weird how she's at the game and all these new bets make the most money. Most people watch. Coincidence? Maybe, but maybe not. Just saying, most people
let's just talk about our general feelings before we get to the game. Did you guys have any emotional changes in this? As the 2 weeks leading up to it? None?
I mean, I know that I was the whole time I was I want the Niners to win, but I just have a feeling that
right. I literally and everybody that I talked to that wasn't a Niners or Chiefs fan had the same response. It's I want the Niners to win, but I also don't care. So that's what all four of us said, except Dames. Dames hates the 49ers.
The thing I had going on is you see Spags, how he dominated the greatest offense of all time, and so in my head, seeing how he didn't get an interview again for a head coaching job because he went to the Rams and was just a shit head coach. Their owner actually came out, or whoever was in charge of hiring Spags, and said no coach would have survived that situation. He literally inherited the worst fucking team and franchise of all time. This guy needs another chance. And so if I can foreshadow into some Giants future jails, maybe it won't be Belichick, but maybe Steve Spagnuolo will get a second chance as a head coach, first as the Giants, if we shall fail this coming season. And if Danny Dimes has to go, I think everyone's going to be going with him. Maybe not Shane, but Coach Dabes will probably be going along with him. So wouldn't that be
Giants when we're talking about the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think let's see. It's hard to predict without seeing how the Giants' offensive line is going to look next year. I think that's a huge thing for them. But I don't see them making a drastic turnaround. But they won't be. I mean, if their offensive line improves, they're a playoff contender.
Yeah. Plus, your division is. I mean, it has the Cowboys record, please.
Oh, it is bad now.
All right. What about you, Dames? How about you?
Well, look. I am surrounded by a lot of Iowa State fans, and given that they don't really give a shit about anything other than individual players, a lot of them were going for Brock Purdy. And I started thinking, I don't hate Brock Purdy. I liked him when he was in college. I was mad when he got drafted by San Francisco, especially as Mr. Irrelevant. And I had to hate him. But when I'm looking at this game, I have a lot of Chiefs friends also, and they've just been unbelievably terrible to deal with the last 4 years, 5 years.
6.
So I was like,
7.
I'm like, I'm not gonna win unless the stadium implodes. So what do I mean, I had this like emotional shift. I was like, if Brock Purdy wins, can I set aside the Niners winning to see my family and friends happy? Sure. So I kind of went into this game like going like this. You know? But it was a fucking fun game to watch, you guys.
Yeah, that first half.
Okay, the first half was not fun to watch. Let's get that clear. The first half was bad football. It was bad play calling, bad officiating, turnovers. Like,
All right, but let's be clear on what we're being clear about. Like for the first 3 quarters, the defenses were out of this world. And the only scoring was happening with record-setting field goals and the capitalizing on mistakes
for
from
the rookie.
Stupid penalties.
I mean, I'm not going to say it wasn't fun to watch, but it's not like there was an element of excellence, and that was both defenses in those.
Well, yeah, I mean, you go into overtime 19-19, you come into that game and say, if we hold the other team to 19, we're gonna fucking win easily. Like both those offenses, both those teams felt they would score over 19 points. So it was definitely awesome to watch the defenses get after it. The injury stung big time for Greenlaw. He was playing out of his mind. And
was that second? Like, how do you just walk onto the field and like die?
He was jumping
crazy. Non-contact injury.
Yeah, he was going out to the field like all excited, and then realized he was early, so then he bounced backwards, and then as soon as he knew he could go, then he tried to go again, and then just blew his fucking Achilles.
It was Aaron Rodgers-esque for me. I watched it and I was like, that was his Achilles. He's out for the year. He's gonna be out all next season.
That's the thing. When you see one of those guys and they like, because these guys are tough. So if they go down, like they're hurt. They're like legitimately injured.
Yeah, that guy's not. Yeah, that guy was flying around, dude. I was like, that guy is going to kill. Like the first 3 plays of the game, he had all three tackles, and he was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, geez, man, this guy is on something tonight, and then done. And then I feel like that was like damning to their defense. Like, so then the Chiefs, they didn't score, but they eventually wore down the Niners, and you just can't stop that 4th down play. I mean, like when Kelsey rolls out Mahomes, like who the fuck? What do you fucking do, dude? Like,
I was gonna say, I was watching it, and as soon as he rolled out, I was like, are they running a fucking option? I was like, oh, it's an RPO. Yeah, there's no way to stop that.
No,
like it doesn't matter. You would have to you'd have to get the best jump and get in the backfield immediately. Like you're still probably not gonna stop him.
Let's talk about the McCaffrey touchdown.
Oh, it was so cool.
Okay, here's my thing. It's a trick play, but that was wildly irresponsible, dude. Like seriously, in a Super Bowl game, if one guy's streaking, he takes that and goes all the way the other way, and no one's even touching him. But like they just blew it. That's what I'm talking about. It was like a blown play, so it looked like it was.
Ayuk kind of just
like brilliant, but it's not really brilliant in my opinion. It was just like
someone just
played it bad.
They honestly, Ayuk or someone saved that by blocking that guy just at the right time. Like that could have been pick 6 so easily. Yeah, that was definitely crazy.
I mean, 2 things. Like, Kyle Shanahan, I don't think is that good of a coach. I mean, I know that might not be a popular opinion because he's had a lot of success, but they have so much talent in San Francisco. And then the other thing I was gonna say, like all of the touchdowns were on blown coverages. Did you notice that? There wasn't like a contested touchdown where somebody had to like overcome a tackler. Like, no, everyone was wide open every time they scored.
Well, and I don't know if you guys, when they were re-showing the replay, when they're up in the booth, they said that on that play too, when they ran that floater, like you said, it was like he just floats it over there. There was their center, I believe, was illegally downfield. So they said technically, of course, the officials miss it on that because I'm just like.
But he also, as soon as he let that pass go, he got waylaid, dude. Did you see that? He just got destroyed.
Oh, they got big hitters.
Is he the quarter? Okay, so my question is he technically the quarterback when he gets it there, or can they just blast that guy?
They can blast him because he's the first person to have the ball is the quarterback. Once you do a maneuver like that, he's a runner.
Or even fair game. Yeah.
Even backward.
Well, can they? But they can't hit him after the ball's gone, though.
I mean, not like late.
That's
They
still
can
late.
as he's
Yeah,
as
they still can't hit him late, but yeah, there's not like roughing the
it was,
passer.
dude. It was
I
like
think
literally
it'd be
as
pretty hard
He
to
just
call
got
that.
it
bam,
was as
bam.
he was throwing it.
Yeah, that's a legal hit then.
Is anybody surprised that the record field goal was 55?
Broke
Yeah, it was
twice.
like 57 yards. I was like, that's not really that
That
far.
was the second time it was broken. It
How
was
would you
broken twice in the same game, which is
I know. That's
how would
crazy.
you like to be Moody, rookie kicker? You go break the record, rookie kicker. You're like, hell yeah, and then it gets broken again.
Like
That
2 minutes
game.
later,
You're like,
yeah.
really, man, really?
And then you get
But
one blocked and you miss an extra point to lose the game for your
I was
team.
gonna say that extra point, people aren't really talking about like how integral that ended up being.
Kudos. Here's what I'm gonna say, and I feel like this is bringing it, but like however many years ago they switched that extra point, back it up. Oh, we don't want, and we're all kind of like, what the fuck? Now it is kind of because look, there's a lot of misses and it's cost people games.
I
Like
kind of like
you just went out there and went like,
I
what
was
was
gonna say the Packers are getting a new kicker. They fucking fired that kid from Auburn already.
Anders?
Yeah. They signed another kicker. I don't know if they released him yet,
Oh,
but they signed another kicker because yeah, like do we win the game against the 49ers if he makes that field goal? Maybe, maybe not, but like, he missed like 35% of his extra points this year. Like
unacceptable.
it's unacceptable.
yeah, you're a pro, dude. You're not a.
Because think about this, you guys, and I hated the rule when it first came into play because I was like, when you get a touchdown, it's 7 points, right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how life was for us growing up. But now it's like every like maybe twice a week somebody gets affected by this, and it's like, don't let it be me this week, So, but it
Yeah,
definitely
you're
happens, and it adds an interesting wrinkle to the game of football, which I appreciate.
when your guy misses it, you're just like, really, dude, really? It's just frustrating. Like, come on.
It just screws up the whole tempo of the game. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's like we're playing some kind of weird rugby at this point.
And then what happens is you get a penalty, so then you go, oh, we should go for two. And then sometimes you're like, but why? You don't really need to, but you're like, but we're half a yard away, so let's just fuck do it. The
analytics are affecting the scores now.
Oh, dude, analytics are worse than ever now. I mean, they're more prominent than ever, but like to me, it's screwing up a lot of the game. But I think they put that rule in there to see who bad coaches are, because guess what? One thing we don't ever do, gentlemen, don't chase points. Don't do it. Don't do it until you absolutely have to chase.
I agree. Fourth quarter,
literally, like
you have to get to the fourth quarter before you're doing it. In my opinion, you're not going for two.
Kick extra points. Don't go for fucking onside kicks. Like there's
don't make
literally there is a science that people have been doing this for 100 years now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like poker where everyone knows the fucking odds, but god damn it, sometimes I'm gonna hold this card because I'm just gonna do this and hold it and make it to the fucking river or whatever. But
or if you're 1-14 and the other team's 3-12 and you want to just go home and not go to overtime, then go for fucking two. I don't care. But like there's no reason to try to drive up the score early. Like everyone tries to use there was like a high school coach that won a bunch of state championships by always going for two, never punting, never kicking field goals, and kicking onside kicks every single time.
That was Iowa, I believe. That was in Iowa.
It was in one of the corny states for sure. And it's like, dude, you're talking about like 1A high school football where like it really the analytics are pretty fucking different in the pros.
Yeah, because you have fucking
just a little bit
13-year-olds who don't even have peers out there running around.
Well, what
18-year-old D1 guy.
Yeah, like we don't have our kicker today because he got a D in social studies.
Exactly. I want to know what happened. How about for analytics? How about the overtime odd choice, in my opinion?
Well, why? Because we're still in the first half, which still has that analytic that I want to talk about.
Okay.
So the Chiefs have the ball. Right, and it's 10-0, I think, or 10-3.
10-3.
Right. So they decide to kick a field goal at the end of that. Would you guys have gone for the touchdown?
It was 10-0. That was 10-0, and they'd made it 10-3.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
That's why they. Yeah,
No, it was 10. It was 10-6 at one point.
No, but we're talking first half still. It was.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was 10-0. You're right.
Because they came out in the second half and
10-3
kicked the
halftime.
field goal. But so would you guys have? Because I know there was people saying they should go for it here.
Because
and I'm
of
like,
the analytics.
take the points, bro. You got to take that. That's me.
well, yeah, that was. I think I'm not sure. That was like 4th and 6 or 4th and 4 or whatever. It wasn't quite like a 1-yarder where analytics would say for sure. So I'm not sure what analytics said, but I definitely take the points. You got to take the points to make it a 1-possession game because they were getting the ball back.
And Andy Reid, I do think is a good coach, and I think that he knows how to put points on the board. I think he always has. I think that got him to a lot of playoffs with Philly that he didn't deserve to be in.
But he just said something. Let's say they don't get the ball coming out of halftime. Do you still take points, or do you go for 7 with the sense of urgency, or just still take the points?
So the way that
I still take the points.
Take the points. The other D was balling.
Yeah, because your running game was fucking going amazing. Because let's say even the start of the game, 49ers just marched all the way down the field. If McCaffrey, which is like, come on, man, that guy, like the MVP dude, like he fumbles, and that literally sway. Because if they would have went down there and just fucking put that in, the Chiefs are scared. The Chiefs are scared because then they couldn't score a few times, and it got nervous, and then they're not, So anyway, but again, I do take the points because anytime you are playing the Chiefs, they can score points at will. So any points you have until it gets late in the game.
All right, so we're in the third quarter now. Chiefs come back out at halftime, get another field goal, 10-6. How are you feeling at this point?
Anybody's game at that point.
I mean,
yeah. I kind of wasn't
the Niners. No one was ever out of this game at any point.
Right. Well, when it was 10-0, I was kind of hoping the Chiefs were going to continue falling apart, but that did not happen.
But then you have a ball that's shaped like this, and when you punt and it bounces off a dude's foot, and then you have to make a move at that. I was like, what is he doing?
Right. They didn't yell Peter. Apparently they didn't yell Peter.
Peter.
I saw it, and I was like, it bounced off that dude's foot.
Hey, Peter.
Honestly, I don't know. Is that the most embarrassing thing that can happen to you as a human being? Making a bonehead mistake in the Super Bowl?
Especially like that, you're like blocking what because you haven't blocked before and you don't know where the ball is going when everyone else is coming and it just hits you in the back like boop, 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 boop. Like
I think not to go back to the first half, but
you can go backwards for sure.
Special teams, that's always a huge part of what you don't expect to lose a game on or lose something on, and that was huge. But back to the first half, we forgot to mention, the big Travis Kelce shove of Andy Reid, guys. I can't believe we almost forgot to talk about this. And
it's the best game ever.
This game, like two weeks ago, Jills, or whatever, we talked about how when you got players on the sidelines yelling and screaming, doing all this stupid shit, they never win. Well, guess what? The Chiefs are the fucking outlier because they always do this shit, and yet they win. But when that was happening, I kind of was getting that feeling like, okay, maybe the 49ers are going to win this. I think Rice and Mahomes were yelling at each other. Kelsey's ramming into Reed, who just takes it, doesn't even, acknowledge it. It's just great. Oh, that shit's just
because I don't think he almost scared Reed because Reed was not looking at him or he wasn't
right. He was looking
yelling at him, and then he comes over at him. And then I feel like that's why it was so bad.
7-foot guys screaming in his face. Yeah,
dude, Reed was filling out his cheeseburger order, and then all of a sudden he gets fucking bumped.
Yeah,
by this enormo human being screaming at him.
What's T Swift?
I like cheeseburgers too.
Well, I mean, they both came out and said it was fine. I mean, that's what I'm like. The media wants to make shit out of it. It's just like him and Taylor Swift.
They all want to make it. It's not fine.
It's fine.
Like the coach might say that to avoid further communication, but that's not fine. You can't.
Yeah, but what if he does that to T Swift jails, then it's fucking domestic abuse, and it's
Okay,
a
but
huge.
that's different. That's
Oh
different.
my God! If Travis Kelce commits domestic abuse against Taylor Swift, he will have to move to another.
He will have to delete
I don't
all
think
his
like he's gonna have to
Another
go
planet.
in space. Like yeah,
He's going
like,
stratosphere. Yeah.
he will be Osama bin Laden. Like he
Dude,
will be
as
number one enemy.
editor of this show, I'm gonna allow that to stay in here because I think we're probably not the first show to mention it. But I definitely don't want to be the first to predict.
I know. I don't want it to happen. I don't want
Domestic
anybody to have to
dispute.
experience
Oh
that.
my God.
But could
But
you imagine if that fucking happened?
for the second year in a row, the dude was an absolute douche taco at the microphone after the game. And I'm like, somebody please stop him from himself. And Taylor Swift's out in the she's like, dude, what are you oh my God. Like you could just
Dude, Travis
trying to not face palm.
Well, it's so interesting that like that's who's getting all this press for being with Taylor right now because Travis Kelce is kind of he's kind of a liability press wise. Like he's not he's gotten in trouble. What did he get kicked off of Louisville for smoking weed? And his brother had to like tell the coaches like, dude,
Oh, yeah.
seriously put him back on the team. Like you're an idiot if you don't put him back on the team. Like
He was a senior. He was like, yeah.
he's
Well,
a liability.
watch their podcast. He's an intelligent, intellectual individual that just loses his fucking mind. When the moment is big, he is tiny. I not in the
He doesn't play tiny on the field though.
not in the game.
That's really
but
what matters.
After the game, when the moment is
Yeah.
huge, he disappears, man.
Okay, so my thing is this. Okay, so they always say there's players coaches and there's not player coaches. Obviously, Andy Reid is a player's coach. Now, obviously, he doesn't want his players ramming into him. But after the thing, again, he said he loves his intensity. He loves his. He was because we don't know what he was yelling. Maybe he was like, "I told you, we don't want to put that back because that backup tight end came in, missed the fucking block, then Pacheco fumbled." So he is probably like, but again,
that's what he said. Why did you take me out of the fucking game?
Yeah.
So then, in a way, maybe Reid. I mean, and again, I wasn't in the conversation because I just go by what Reid said. I feel like he was laughing about it. He isn't saying it's that big a deal. He says they.
Of course, he's laughing about it.
You can laugh after you win the Super Bowl. You can
Super
laugh about
Bowl.
pretty much whatever. Yeah,
Exactly.
Won the Super Bowl. If he would have knocked him down, and they lost the Super Bowl, it'd be a whole different story.
These are what ifs, and
well, your what if is saying you don't know what he said. We know what he said. You don't need to come over and ram into your coach, bump him, and intimidate him.
Okay, first of all, he didn't, and if you watch it again, he didn't actually mean to because again, Reid wasn't paying attention. He came over there and he kind of moved and he was doing it. It wasn't like he came over there and just was pushing him. He was yelling, yes, intently. But I've gotten close to people before, and then maybe you bump him a little. It isn't like you were trying to ram into him.
This sounds like the drunk guy going, I didn't mean to hurt you, baby.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's a little too close.
He did not hurt Andy Reid, though.
He did not. My point stands. I you know what? The case rests. We agree to disagree.
I don't agree that it's a good thing, but I'm saying it's also getting like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant used to fucking yell at his players, coaches, get in their faces, bump into them, whatever. So did Jordan. So did all of these great players. And I'm not saying just me or anyone, but it's not that big a deal in other.
I mean, basketball players are pretty dramatic, though. Let's be honest.
And that doesn't make it right just because Kobe Bryant did it. Now Travis Kelce did it. The only reason you're saying like this is okay is because Travis Kelce is dating T Swift. If this was Rob Gronkowski ramming into Belichick, you'd be saying, what a fucking maniac psychopath.
Okay, what are we doing right now?
We're telling you. Yeah, we're arguing.
Dude, we're talking about
he's like, did you seriously just use a New England Patriots reference against me?
Against him, I did.
It was hilarious.
It's true.
Gronk took it. I would think a Jets fan.
I mean, dude, we could say the same thing. This is what I'm saying. If Waller was in your coach's face or Lawrence Taylor yelled at Parcells, you would be all for it. It wouldn't be that big.
I'll say this. Anybody that would have done anything close to that to Pete Carroll, I would be like, get him out of here right now.
And that's what I'm saying. You thought Reid should kick him off the team.
Dude, the closest example I can think of is Jamal Adams. And guess what? I want him off the team. So,
Well, I know, but Kelsey is. They're not gonna. He's not gonna take Kelsey's out of the Super Bowl because he yelled at him.
no. But I think
He didn't, no.
I think some coaches might.
Do you though?
That's why some coaches
NFL?
don't win 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, and also, yeah, he's like. I'm just saying that'd be like you not playing Michael Jordan because he yelled at you.
Because they don't have Mahomes.
What?
They have Mahomes, guys. That's
Well,
why
dude,
they win.
Mahomes yelled at Reed too. He's done it too.
I mean,
He,
honestly,
the bump,
yeah,
it's the
they have
bumping
Mahomes, but Travis
into-
Kelsey is a really integral part of that offense. Like they take Travis Kelsey out of there, they're definitively worse.
That's why he was spazzing out because he had one catch for 1 yard or whatever. Like he
Right.
couldn't handle it. Yeah.
No,
I'm not saying.
So now you don't know that he was mad because they took him out of the game and the other backup tight end missed a block, and then that's how he fumbled, dude. That's how he fumbled because he wasn't in the game.
Who fumbled?
Pacheco.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, the backup tight end missed the block and then he fumbled. Now that's
So now you're blaming the fumble on someone else in a team sport.
The tight end who missed the block where Kelsey would have been and wouldn't have missed the block.
Is this the run to the outside left where there was 3 guys tackling? There's 3 guys there. It wasn't one guy. Okay,
Hey,
there was 3 guys tackling him.
Do you want to watch the play? I watched it over because I said that, and it was the tight end who whiffed on the fucking first hit, and then the other 2 came in.
Yes, he shouldn't have been out of the game, but that doesn't give you a right to ram into your coach and literally get in his face. That's what you're saying. You said it was okay.
Okay, let's move on because I'm not going to keep talking about this, and no one wants to listen to it because no one's listening anyway.
I was listening.
Let's move
on.
I
was listening.
This was fun. All right, so now we're well into the fourth quarter. This is where shit.
Fourth quarter. Now we get an actual football.
Shit comes alive. All right, so you had the Brock Purdy touchdown. This comes on a call, analytics call, where they go for it on 4th down, and you're kind of like, "Whoa, this is ballsy." And then finally they put it in. But it's like I wanted them to not get that because I was like, dude, take the lead right now. Just take the lead in the game. Come on. Don't be an idiot. What'd you guys think of that? I mean, obviously it turned out to be a great call, but wow. That's all. The 4th quarter, I kept saying wow over and over again. Thoughts?
Was this the Jennings one?
The only touchdown Purdy threw.
The Jennings.
I don't remember who caught it.
I thought the 4th down was like an out to Kittle. Was that the same drive and then they scored a touchdown, or wasn't a touchdown? Was it?
Yeah, the touchdown wasn't on 4th down. It was just 4th down was to keep the drive going, and I thought
they should have kicked the field goal.
Kick it. I was like, take the
deep
points.
Was it?
What's that? I think it was.
How deep was the field goal though?
It was not. That was like 30
yards.
35.
It was short.
It was inside of 40.
And then I can't even remember how far.
I think it was 4th and 4.
4th and 2.
4th and 2.
They ran that little out, and Kittle. They finally used Kittle in the game.
But fine, you're in the 4th quarter, and you can take a lead here by kicking. Maybe he was thinking my kicks are already been blocked. Maybe that factored into his decision.
Maybe.
So
I don't know, but I placed a next scoring touchdown bet for $1 on Jennings, and he scored for $18. So it's the only bet I hit in the Super Bowl. I don't know if Ricky hit any.
Jennings dude's a stud.
When you're the 5th option, it's got to be nice, or whatever he is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where they get the kick blocked?
The extra point, yeah.
The extra point blocked, and then they give the ball back to. I mean, this is pretty scripted, you guys, in my opinion. Like
it seems scripted, doesn't it? Like, yeah, I mean, I don't. All the fucking conspiracy theories around like Taylor Swift and Joe Biden and like whatever fucking stupid narrative people are saying, the game seemed a little scripted.
Like, I don't understand why. Yeah, in the fourth quarter, there's a lot of different things, but why didn't the Chiefs? They should have ran like a fade or something real quick for a touchdown instead of just taking the field goal to overtime. In my opinion, they had plenty of time to try for just a fade.
Right. They weren't rushing at all. They were letting the clock run completely out.
That's what I want to talk about. That's Are you talking about the end of the fourth quarter or the end of overtime?
Oh, that was the end of overtime. That's right.
Like, let's
overtime. They had time for one more
huge
play.
thing to talk about.
Well, going the end of regulation, they had 6 seconds and they just kicked it to go to overtime instead of trying for another play, which, I mean, you have a limited set of plays, but you also have, we're talking about Kelsey, big, huge guy, just a little fade to him.
Right. And you had 10 seconds before that. So you know that you can get a play off in 4 or 5 seconds and still have a second left. But so it's, you know what? Now that we're talking about this, that makes the fourth quarter or the overtime even more like mind-boggling to me. When you're not willing to play with time there, but you're willing to like totally play with time. So okay, let's move to overtime. All right.
This is the analytic thing I wanted to talk about. Overtime was, why in the fuck would you take the ball first? There is no way
with the new rule change. Yeah.
Dude, and like, he said that decision was made before the playoffs started.
What? Why? How?
Why?
Like, 1, your defense can win the game. 2, you know exactly what you have to do, period. And 3, yeah, you know what you have to do. There's no reason you should ever take the ball first in the Super Bowl in overtime.
And here's a perfect example. That first pass from Purdy was almost an interception, and they would have been on the 25-yard line. Then you kick a field goal and the game's over. They don't even have to play. They just run. Okay, because you had the ball, you didn't score, we got it. And
that's what I mean.
Interesting thing came up here too. If you have the ball first and then you fumble it, let's say you have the ball first. What's the point I'm trying to make? There's a point at some place where if you fumble the ball and the other team recovers it and they fumble it back to you, the game's like it's over. Like you can, like the game's over. If you kick a field goal and you fumble, and then the team comes back and they fumble, and then they fumble during that same play and recover it, the game's over. Like that's hilarious.
Oh, because it changed possessions after they got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, because they'd be like, technically, as soon as you recovered it, though, you can't refumble because the game's over. Because as soon as they fumble, you pick it up, the game's over.
Because the possession changes in the same play.
Yeah.
Like the instant it happens. So yeah, that's why that is. But okay, so we get.
I think he played defense. I think he started on offense because, and I'm pretty sure I heard this in some of the broadcast things I watched afterwards, was because the defense was on the field the entire, like that last drive of the fourth quarter. So when they went to overtime, he wanted to give him a breather. So he put his offense back out.
I mean, it sort of makes sense. Yeah.
But why? But okay, that's fine, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. But why have you also said that the decision was made that you would do that before the playoffs even started?
Yeah, that's
because I don't think he knew the rule either.
That's on NFL.com that he said that.
Right.
So,
that doesn't. I mean, I don't care if my defense is puking because they're so tired. The situation is, what you have to do regardless, and if somehow you stop them on defense, you just need a field goal. Like,
well, but if Purdy drives down and they score a touchdown there, then all you have to do is not let them score a touchdown. I mean, it's same concept, because then they have the pressure of, holy shit, we got to march down and score a touchdown, not just get into field goal range.
Yeah,
but it definitely seemed like Kyle Shanahan didn't know the new rules.
He didn't. They thought the time was running out. No, it was just the end of the first quarter of the overtime. It just
you set up the other team to have 4 downs for every sequence. I mean, that you could run 4 times pretty much and know that you're gonna. I mean, everybody has an average of over 2.5 yards per carry. So like just giving them an extra down for it, the entirety of that series by taking the ball first, no matter what you do, really.
Well, I know, but then I guess, yeah, well, it was easy because they only got a field goal. But again, if they would have got a touchdown, I mean, it's
Yeah, but it's Pat.
2020.
It's Pat Mahomes. I mean, it's not.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you
not-
think he's going to score a touchdown, so you better get a fucking points.
But
And Purdy maybe isn't going to play as well under pressure. Purdy,
if you know Mahomes is going to score a touchdown, you need to get a touchdown. That's what I'm saying. Why would you even kick the field goal then? If you're going to A, take the ball, and then B, just go down and kick a field goal, you just pretty much know you fucking lost. Like, you have, and it's not 50-50 because if you're playing defense first, you can also win the game with your defense.
True.
Like,
do you guys not feel good at all with the 3-point lead in overtime?
No, fuck no. Are you kidding me? With Mahomes, the GOAT, the new GOAT. Look at this guy. He's fucking taking the Jets guys that are getting cut, and this guy's scoring touchdowns in the Super Bowl, game-winning touchdown.
he was traded.
Like Hardman.
Yeah, we traded him back.
I thought he
signed as a free agent with us, and during the season he didn't do jack, so we traded him, and he wanted to be traded, so we traded him back to the Chiefs.
Okay, well, they gave you something for him. Why'd they let him?
Who knows?
The fuck would they let him go?
All right,
because we probably paid him a bunch of money. That's why. They don't think they let him
who
go.
was not freaking out after first down on the Chiefs' final possession from the 15 or whatever yard line. There's 35 seconds left. You have 2 timeouts. It's second down. He throws the ball with 3 seconds left. If that guy drops the ball, you lose.
Right.
Why the fuck did they not call timeouts at the end of the game?
What are we talking about?
The very end of the game.
Yeah.
The very end of the game. There's 35 seconds left. Second down. They have 2 timeouts.
Right.
Overtime or regulation?
Overtime.
Wait.
Overtime.
No, because like didn't Josh just say that the overtime rules are like
it's
after
different. It's a quarter. That period of overtime was the first quarter of overtime. It has 4 more quarters again, and they just play another game until
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Oh, what?
What?
They had 0 points. They were down by 3. They drive all the way down the field. On first down, they get whatever yards they get. On second down, they don't take a timeout. They run the clock from 35 seconds all the way down to 3 seconds before he throws the ball. If he doesn't catch that, the last play of the game.
Hey, bro, that's what I'm telling you.
You're not listening.
You're not listening. That's not the last play of the game. It's a quarter. So if it went to 0, they just would have went to the next quarter, and the Chiefs still had the ball. It wasn't that they didn't have to do that. That's the new rule. That's what the Niners didn't know.
That's why everyone's confused.
I was like, nobody knows the new fucking rules. Like it's confusing. And Kyle Shanahan didn't know the rules.
No, when that time ran out, it was still just. It's like a new game. Everybody gets 3 timeouts. The challenges are all from above. It's like starting. I know it's kind of. It was dumb. I think it's weird. I mean, I'm glad that both teams get the ball.
I don't like the new Super Bowl.
Okay, so it doesn't make any sense then. So they scored touchdowns, so they don't go to second quarter?
Because they won.
Because now they won. We're saying if it just kept going back and forth, they have to have quarters.
If somebody scores a touchdown and the other team doesn't respond, then the game is over. Yeah, but
so you're telling me. Let me just clarify.
Okay, you're good because the listeners.
Chiefs are down by 3 points, and as that quarter runs out, they get another chance.
Yeah, they go to the next quarter. Yes. Yeah, 15 more minutes left in the next quarter. Yeah. Or 10.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of, you guys.
Isn't that stupid? Yeah.
I apologize for our fans watching this show that I'm an idiot for not knowing that. But literally now that we've covered that they're down by 3 as time is running out.
Yeah, they didn't have
to score.
Well, Kyle Shanahan didn't know the rules, and he makes
time wasn't running out. Yeah,
but I think a lot of the Niners thought the same thing, Dames, because they even said after the game, like we haven't talked. But then Andy Reid has said they talk about it every fucking practice leading up to the Super Bowl for the 2 weeks, and 49ers said they didn't talk about it. Weird.
Amazing. If you have talent and a good coach, what happens?
Yeah. Wow. That's
Yep.
Whatever. I mean,
I'm
the
sitting there
Chiefs
going,
were gonna fucking
"What are
win
you
anyway.
doing? What are you doing, Coach?
I know.
No,
We were too, and then
I was saying the same thing.
Romo said something. Now, guys, it can run out. The quarter can run out. And I was like, oh, really?
I
So
I don't understand why they wouldn't just say, all right, here's overtime. There is no time.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Field goal.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Or just, you know what? Just do the fucking college football overtime rules. College football is such a fair overtime system.
Except
Well,
starting
I don't like starting at the whatever.
Start back further because they're pros.
Still do kickoffs, but
50.
other than
Add
that,
10 yards. Who gives a shit? But same process.
Right. All right. Well, anyway, congrats to the Chiefs. All you Chief fans out there are not in NFL. You've been in NFL heaven for the last.
Yeah, too bad you're too goddamn dumb to read the headlines in the paper. You illiterate
shots
fuck.
fired.
You illiterate fucks.
Now James doesn't get any succulent barbecue from the Kansas City people. Good job.
Yeah. You got to go for the. Oh, I heard Pat Riley, by the way, has three-peat, trademark. So he's going to be banking again now that there's another three-peat chance in pro sports, which is crazy because he's banked off the Bulls twice, and that's about it. Or a couple, the Heat maybe, was it?
What was it? The super fans in SNL used to say, yeah, it's like I guarantee minimum 12 feet.
Shit.
If they win like 4 in a row though, which we could see.
Possible.
Dude, no, because the decline of the players on that team or the cost of keeping everybody together.
Every year we say this, Dames, dude. They lost Tyreek. They lose Kelsey. They have Mahomes, dude. It's like
that's such a good point. Like literally, yeah, you got rid of the best wide receiver in the league, and you still won the Super Bowl
twice. 2 of them.
Like, yeah, you didn't need him. You didn't the best wide receiver in the league. You didn't need him.
And then this year, yeah, then like we said,
Kelsey with Mecole fucking Hardman and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the Packers' third best wide receiver.
Yeah.
Magic Mahomes, dude. I'm telling you, I'm like, I hate it too, but I'm just like, it's like I'm telling you with Brady, this is how it was every year for me. I'm like, well, we can finish second, hopefully.
All right. So what does he got? He's got 3 now. What's Brady got? 6?
7.
Brady's also been playing. Brady also played 20 more years.
I was gonna say, how many more years does Mahomes have at his current level?
Dude, I don't know. Fucking at least 8.
I mean, but here's the deal. There's injuries happen. I'm just saying, like, even Michael Jordan got hurt. Brady's got hurt a year. I mean, if he doesn't get hurt, Jesus, he could win 10.
Well, he's won 3 in 6 years of starting. So, and the worst case scenario is AFC title game. So yeah, he's pretty good.
6 straight AFC title games, right?
I don't know what it is. It's hard to say because like the only constants in Kansas City really are Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So it's like, the Isaiah Pacheco was a rookie last year, right?
Yeah.
Chris Jones, has he been there the whole time?
No.
I think so.
I don't think he was.
I thought he was a free agent. Either way, like he hasn't had a huge breakout season like he did this year. No, literally, like they're clearly doing something right in Kansas City, and I don't see it stopping.
All right, I do because there's already questions about Andy Reid's status. How good is
he already said he's not retiring.
I know, but 6 more years, 7 more. Come on, he's not going to stay that long, you guys.
Yeah, you got to take it 1 year at a time.
How old is he?
He's set 66 or something like that.
Belichick just retired.
No better.
All right, but we're not going to compare.
I know, but I feel like
Andy Reid to like Pete Carroll. Like he's not going to be coaching when he's 73.
He didn't. And Belichick didn't retire either.
Right.
Oh, yeah, but you're right.
He was struck down by
unemployed.
Because if he's like, I mean, you're right. But I'm just saying, also Mahomes, and also Eric Bieniemy. I don't know if we did. He's not coaching at the Commanders anymore, right? Cut. Let him go. They got somebody else. So now he's like a free agent offensive coordinator. FYI.
Back to the Chiefs, or who's the guy this year?
Whoever probably Andy Reid.
I was like Andy Reid. Andy Reid is basically
like,
effectively their own.
Yeah. So anyway, All right.
Anyways,
Thank you, everybody out there who contributes, watches, comments, shares, all that good jazz.
We'll see them around draft time, you guys.
Draft time. We'll do a draft special, guys. We just did 2 seasons of a show.
I'm thinking,
feels pretty good.
It's not bad. We lasted longer than several Fox shows.
Boom. I think the Family Guy got canceled after 2 seasons.
We lasted longer than the last Kiefer Sutherland show.
That's right. And we made exactly as much money.
Oh man. I wish that were true.
I was like, did we? Where's my share?
Nothing.
That's why jokey is because Kiefer is making the money too.
He made nothing. All right. Signing off. Season 2, Midwest Jet. Thanks for tuning in to NFL. Ricky's Picks. Thank you so much. Dames Mars.
See you for season 3, bitch.
G-Man Jazz.
After watching Mahomes again, it's time to just draft a quarterback every round, every year, and see who pans out. You got to have a franchise QB.
Gobo.
Mitchell Trubisky, starting quarterback, New York Jets next season.
Oh my God. I want Minshew. He's actually a free agent.
I was going to say, he's a free agent now.
Give him a backup, dude.
I would have called that. DeForest Buckner to Seattle.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like,
DB.
Fuck the Chiefs.
Fuck